All right, we'll call the meeting of the Austin Economic Development Commission to order. It is May 7th, 12:01 p.m. Which we have Mayor Hawkins. We have Joe Smith present and Billy Snowden present. 3 of the 5 members, so we do have a quorum and we are able to proceed with business. First thing we need to do is we need to elect some officers. So we need a president, which is currently Joe Smith, a vice president, and a secretary of the commission. And we can do that via slate, if you would prefer.
I'll make a motion to re-elect Joe Smith as president.
I second that.
Do you want to do a slate? So if we do Joe as president, does anyone want to be?
Yeah, I'll take the vice president role. I'll make a commitment to that. If somebody wants to make a motion for that.
So we would have
I make a
slate of Commissioner Smith as president, Commissioner Hawkins as vice president, Commissioner Snowden as secretary. Can I get a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, like sign? Motion carries 3-0. All right. Now we have a public hearing has been noticed, and there was publication made in the Crowsville Times on April 22nd. We have 2 public hearings before this commission concerning the economic development project. We do have the developer. We also have the city's bond council that is present. I'll turn it over to you guys, just a quick overview, 10,000-foot view of what we're doing here and the steps today.
Absolutely. Bozell with FBT Gibbons, I'm bond counsel to the city. There are really 2 structures here because this project, which is going to be 54 homes in phases, is being funded with different funds. One public hearing and one of the funding sources are bond proceeds, which the council's approved an ordinance on the bonds. The bonds will be sold to the state of Indiana, the Indiana Finance Authority, at a subsidized interest rate. Those bonds will be repaid with TIF dollars generated from your housing TIFs. The developer also signs a taxpayer agreement that backstops any deficiency if TIF revenues are insufficient. The other structure is related to READY funds, which is a grant that comes from the IEDC through our Southern Indiana Regional Development Authority, in the amount of $2 million. And then there's also city funds being contributed for certain infrastructure into the project. And that is the forgivable loan process that you see. So there are similar processes that you have to follow for each of those structures. We've already been to the council, as I said, and they approved a bond ordinance and then also a loan ordinance. This is the next step where you will approve both of those structures with public hearings, and then it'll go back to the council for final adoption on their ordinances, and the redevelopment commission will also have approval related to pledging of the housing TIF dollars. So that's the structure and legal process in a nutshell. I know I went through that fast. Is there any questions on it? A couple of you've already heard a lot about it. Anyway, Mr. Snowden, do you happen to have anything?
No.
Okay, all right, good deal.
The project itself, we initiated, so Josh Hillman with DC Development. The project itself initiated with the Redevelopment Commission almost 3 years ago, I think it was. I've been working through that as the READY application process was nearly 3 years ago when we got to make that process submittal. We've been through planning and zoning, really fine-tuned it down to where we are today, as Bo referenced, 54 lots, but setting up for additional and future growth opportunities throughout, both single family and some multi opportunities, but current project project is single family altogether. So looking forward to helping make this a successful public-private partnership with the city and us.
Before we open up the public hearing, do you guys have any questions for council or the developer?
I don't, no.
All right, we'll open it up for any public comment, open the public hearing. So this is on the loan financing. And if we have anyone from the public that would like to comment thereon. Hearing done, we'll close the public hearing on the loan financing and then open the next public hearing concerning the economic development financing for the developer. Do we have anyone from the public wishes to be heard on that? Hearing none, close that public hearing. Next, we have a report of the city entitled Report of the Austin Economic Development Commission concerning the proposed project to serve an economic development facility to develop Austin LLC. Has been circulated in your packets. So this will be what is basically the submittal from this board that then goes on to the common council and making a positive recommendation to that body to proceed forward on the issuance of the bond and the economic, the forgivable loan essentially. I would ask for a motion and a second to approve and authorize the submittal of that report.
I'll make that motion to approve and authorize this submittal.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. We also have been provided the final forms, substantially final forms of the financing covenant agreement, the trust indenture, the residential housing infrastructure financial assistance agreement, the forgivable loan agreement, and the proposed forms of the common council bond ordinance and common council loan ordinance, all of which we're referring to as a financing agreement. I would ask for a motion and a second to approve those documents.
Make a motion.
Motion,
I'll second the motion.
Commissioner Snowden, and a second by Commissioner Hawkins. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Showing none, motion carries 3-0. Any further business to come before the board today? All right, the last thing we'll do is, so we do not need to meet before we close on the loan, is you have been presented meeting minutes from today's meeting. I would ask for a motion to adopt and approve those meeting minutes.
Make that motion.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion carries 3-0. All right, and with that, no further business. I wish I was adjourned at 12:10 p.m.